Hello everyone, I'm the Noobist, you're watching the Noobist Colony, and today marks the release of patch 1.0.7 on the public test realm for Diablo 3. Now, I can't tell you how excited I am to be able to try this build that I've been messing around with for quite some time. On live I've been messing around with it. Obviously Archon is my main build, and I am kind of tired of it, so I figured I would start working with something a little bit different. It just so happens that they said that Blizzard was going to be buffed recently, and I got that much more excited. So let's take a look at the build that I'm running with currently on the PTR, and it centers around 3 skills: Ray of Frost, Blizzard, and obviously familiar Sparkflint. So I'm running with Blizzard with Stark Winter. It's very nice because they just recently buffed it to 510% weapon damage, which is insane, an insane amount of damage right now. It probably won't go through live. I hope it does, because I don't want to play Archon anymore, or CM for that matter. I want to be able to make a diverse build with the Wizard for efficient farming, and right now I have that. I also chose Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost works similar to Archon in terms of sweep ability. You basically sweep through a room and nuke everything down. And I chose the Black Ice rune. It works similar to Archon in the sweeping motion, but this rune means that any enemy you kill while you're sweeping through leaves a patch that does AoE damage, and it is a lot of AoE damage. So those are the 2 main abilities that I'm working with right now, along with the staple, which is familiar Sparkflint for that overall DPS increase. Now right now I'm also using Storm Armor Scramble, which is also kind of a staple of most builds, and I'll probably end up swapping it out for higher MP levels. Right now on MP 0 I'm fine. On higher MP levels for farming XP, I will probably swap it out for Prismatic Armor. Right now I'm also using Blood Magic on Magic Weapon, and that's because I don't know quite right yet how... I guess I don't know yet how Reflect Damage is going to handle on the PTR, the changes and stuff, if you know, this much lifesteal is necessary or not. So that might get swapped out too. Right now I'm also using Hydra, Frost Hydra specifically, because of some of the items that I have on this character built for this particular build. Passives, Cold-Blooded, obviously. All damage dealt to chilled and frozen targets is increased by 20%. Huge damage increase, especially with the recent buff to Blizzard. I'm also using Astral Presence. This basically makes our Archon power regen faster and gives you a higher cap. Power Hungry is amazing. It basically, anytime I pick up a health globe, and that's all the time because I'm running with, I can't remember how much pickup radius, but I think it's somewhere around 20 pickup radius, which is huge. And it works similar to, I guess, how Witch Doctors with a Thing of the Deep would work with their build to pick up health globes and regen and stuff. So it's pretty insane. I almost never run out of... Actually, I would say I have yet to run out of arcane power with this build and this passive. So yeah, that's the build right now. Let's take a look at how it works farming. Well, I guess first, before we go farm, let's take a look at my gear. Now, you're probably like, immediately, things that stick out like a sore thumb. No gem, no gems, no gems. One there, because I swapped some over from my Witch Doctor. I also bought a crap load of mats, so I have no gold over here for the purpose of crafting the new stuff. Anyway, let's get into the meat of this. I've got your standard Vile Wards, not very good ones. They're okay. They have, you know, some vid on them. Low int. I'll probably replace those very shortly. I've got the important parts of the set are here, which are frostburn gauntlets. I know, I'm laughing still myself, but look at what's actually on this, and that's cold skills deal 30% more damage. Insane amount. Blizzard is buffed even more, and so is, if you noticed, I was using the Frost Hydra. Frost Hydra is buffed, and obviously Ray of Frost is buffed. So while you're losing a lot of sheet DPS, it doesn't matter because it's just annihilating things. Now I've got my Archon Weapon. Still, I was toying around with maybe going for a Fragment of Destiny because of the increase to cold damage as well, but it's too much of a DPS loss, and I actually ran tests with it on live, and it didn't work out the way I planned it to. So I've got my rings. Running with Zuni for the 2-piece, which is the boost to all resist. I've got mediocre Zunis. I'm not, by any means, I am not the most geared wizard out there. I don't pretend to be. So I'm at 113k DPS unbuffed or self-buffed right now. I've also got the 4-piece Talrashas for the 3% cold damage increase and the arcane power regen. And that includes the helm, the chest, the belt, and the amulet. Now, there are 2 options when I'm building this. For starters, you want the 4-piece for the cold damage increase, but you don't have to go with this chest. Instead, you could use Zunamasa's Maro and swap out what I have, which is an Oculus, for the Talrash's Unwavering Glare. Now, the 2 important things you'll notice on these offhands is I have the max duration of blizzard increase. So I'm running with a Oculus that has, you know, decent damage, decent int, you know, max crit, critical hits grant 9 arcane, 5% elites, whatever. Anyway, this is a decent Oculus for this purpose. I got Zuni's boots. It's kind of a staple, obviously. Inna's, I'm not running with, my bracers are pretty good. They're actually really good. So I'm not running with Lacunis. You don't really need attack speed, and that's fine. I've got attack speed on my pants anyway, and the movement speed. So I opted to go that route. You could obviously swap these out and go with Lacunis if you really want to. I just want the, it's cheaper to go this route than get a pair of equivalent Lacunis. So this is the gear setup that I have. Let's look at my stats. Armor 3606. Obviously my damage will be a lot more when I get gems in there. I'll probably gem Vitality because I'm only at 30k right now. I'd like to get around 35,000 health. And I might just toss. I mean, I'll have to play around with it. But anyway, here are the core stats, right? Critical hit chance 36.5. That's pretty low. Critical damage 215, also pretty low. You got all resist being at what, 506. And then some are boosted, cold resist, physical, things like that. Lifesteal's at 3 because of my weapon. That's pretty clutch until I find out otherwise. Testing with reflect damage here. And then my pickup radius is, where is that? Bonus pickup radius is 25 yards. So anyway, that's the gear setup. And I'm done talking about the gear. Let's buff up and go and check out what this does.